Good evening. I am Paris reporting for Red5599.com. I'm here once again at the famous Stratford Rex, and tonight it's a promotion by Waka J featuring Tony Mataron. Unfortunately, Tony Mataron is not here tonight, but I've managed to grab someone who's very also important, Tuggawar.
Nice to be here. Done the old friggin' argument. For days, Tuggy in the building.
Before we get started, I must say my condolences to you and your family. Your father passed away a few months ago.
Yeah, it's just about a month ago actually. He passed away. Very tragic. It's been very emotional for me recently, and he's the main inspiration to my career, you know. So it's been really hard for me, but you know, he's in a better place now, and I just gotta make it happen for him more than ever now. You know what I mean?
You said your father was your inspiration.
Yeah,
was he into music?
You know what? My father didn't really grow up into music, but you see, when I went to Jamaica and I decided that I want to do this thing professionally about 8 years ago, he backed me 100%, and he said to me, son, I believe in you. And when I recorded my first tune, I sent it over to him, and you know, he always encouraged me, and he never discouraged me, just encouraged me. And he actually got into it. He's a Greek man, so he couldn't even speak English 100%, and he actually learned reggae music, and he became a big fan of my music. And any song, you know, he loved my songs. He'd be driving around playing them so loud, and you know, I used to have him in my video there. I'll show you if you've seen the surf video. That's him dancing in the video. Yeah, and the Tuggawar video, and it's been in a few of my videos as well. It's my biggest inspiration, man, definitely. It's nice to have your parents. You know, when you're doing music, not a lot of parents want to like say, oh, go ahead, son, do music. They want their son to be or daughter to be a doctor or a nurse or something like that. But, you know, so they believed in what I want to do, which is very nice and very emotional.
Fantastic. What kind of music do you sing?
Well, I'm a reggae artist, really, but I'm an artist overall. I don't just do reggae. I've just released an album called Anything Me Say Allah, and that's got 22 tracks on it, 11 hip-hop tracks and 11 dancehall tracks to show the people that I am more than just a reggae artist.
Very versatile.
I'm an artist in all senses. I do hip-hop, I can do funky girls, I can do anything, but obviously reggae is what I grew up on, and I'm a heart, you know, that's what I love, and that's what I do, hardcore DJ style, but I'm very versatile with my music.
What inspired you to take up reggae music? What's the challenge?
Well, you know what? I fell in love with reggae music at an early age. I grew up in Stoke Newton, Hackney in London.
Oh, with a lot of black people.
Yeah, a lot of black people, a big Caribbean community, and just kind of listen sound system from a very young age, you know. And from there, I fell in love with it, and I started writing lyrics and DJing, MCing by the time I was 14 years old. Yeah.
So you've been in the business now for 8 years?
No, I've been in the business, well, it's 2009 now. I say professionally I've been in the business 8 years. But I've been doing music since I was like 14 years old, which is more than 8 years ago, you know. But I say on a professional level, because for the last 8 years it's been professional, you know, and my career is my life and been dedicated. I've just released my second album. I got signed to Jetstar, and I've got my own label called Tug Movements. I got my own website, it's just up now, tuggawar.com. Check it out, tuggawar.com. You can buy the merchandise and the album. I've got a crew now called Tug Movements, is my label, and I make it more than just music. It's about merchandise, it's about a brand, you know? Okay. Yeah.
So, how has the music business taken a toll on your life so far?
Well, in a great way, music is my life, so it always takes you. You never know where music's gonna take you next, you know what I mean? Like, you do songs and you go places and you meet people and you meet different producers, and it always can take a toll in your life. But to me, music's my life, and every toll it takes me just a further step in my career, you know, so it's great.
What's been your most and best experience since you've been in the music business?
My most and best experience? My best experience would be performing in Sting in Jamaica 2 years in a row, where I done 2002 and 2003, and I got a really like 60,000 people, and I grew up watching Bounty Killer. I'm a big fan of Bounty Killer, big fan of Ninja Man, big fan of Supercat and all the big Sting icons, you know. And I grew up watching Sting, and you know, I always never dreamed that I would be on that stage. So when I actually,
dream came true.
It was like a dream come true, you know what I mean? And I went through a very bad experience previous to that, where I was incarcerated in prison, and You know, so I got released from prison and I come out, and I was in Jamaica, and I got to do Sting and make a big name for myself, and that's where my career, that's why I say professionally.
Okay, did you write any songs while you were incarcerated?
Yeah. I wrote many songs while I was incarcerated. I got incarcerated for possession of cannabis, and they locked me up I was with Jack Yor and Zebra in Spanish Town prison. And I was locked up with Sean Paul's father called Garth Enriquez, and he spotted me on doing a stage show where Jackie called me up on a stage show in the prison on Easter Monday, and I mashed up the whole stage show. And yeah, that's the kind of story. And
so is that when you became recognized?
No, what happened is, in the prison, because Sean Paul's father said, you have to link you up with. So he got released 2 weeks before me, and he stayed in contact with me, and they was meant to deport me, and they arranged with the immigration to keep me in the country and introduced me to Roy Francis, a big producer, and I became good friends with the artist called Lexus, I'm sure you're all familiar with, and many of the artists became friends with them, a lot of the fraternity, and done really well, and lived in Kingston for a while. And that's how it kind of started still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Alexis was a big input in my career, because when I first come out of prison, and he was the first artist to take me on board and take me to the studios and take me to the stage shows and call me up on stage. The first man to boss me on the stage shows in Jamaica was Lexus, you know. He's like a brother to me.
So a big respect to Lexus.
Yeah, I can never forget Lexus. Big respect to him all the time. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Great. Another question I really wanted to ask you, Tuggawar, was I know you said that you've been in the business now for 8 years, and your father was your inspiration.
Yes.
But there must be somebody in the music industry that you really idolize and that.
Yeah, definitely. You mean artist-wise?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm inspired by a whole heap of artists. Like I said, I grew up listening to Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Super Cat was a big inspiration, you know. His original kind of DJ type of flow. And then other artists, like rappers like Biggie Smalls. Big fan of Biggie Smalls, you know. I idolize Biggie Smalls, and a couple other rappers, well, Wu-Tang Clan, Dr. Dre, Eminem's big fan of them too, and even singers. I listen to a whole heap of range of music. So old reggae singers, Gregory Isaacs, I like a deep range of music still. Yeah.
Okay. Since the year has started, what has been your experience this year?
This year, it's been a really good experience, because I've got to finish my second album, which come out on my debut label, Tug Movements, called Anything Messiah Law. We'll have the video come on the telly January. It's doing really well on YouTube. I just come back from tour. I done a tour in Europe last year. We was in Cyprus, we was in Amsterdam, like 2,000 people every show. It's doing really well. The album sold 5,000 copies in the first week. It's been really good this year. We've got another video going on the telly now, a single featuring Dean Showan called My Girl, which is going to be pushed mainstream by some pluggers. So it's going really well. So we got Dean Showan on that too. And check out the website, tuggawar.com, and you see all the latest.
Okay. I'm happy everything is going fantastic for you. The name Tuggawar, I'm very curious. Where does that come from? Well,
Tuggawar is a bit of a story still. When I was in school, they used to call me Tugboat, but I was quite a big lad, you know. I was quite a big guy. And Tugboat turned into just Tugger. So I was like MC Tugger. And then they said I was very aggressive on the mic, and every time I chat, it's like I want to war people. So it's like they say Tuggawar. So since I was about 14 years old, they called me Tuggawar. So it always stuck. Tuggy.
Fantastic. I'm loving this already. I'm loving this guy. Tell me a little bit more about what you're doing this year.
Yeah, well, this year I'm promoting the album. We're going to be doing a tour for the album as well, dropping a few more videos. The album is actually, it's like a mixtape album, so I'm going to be releasing an official album towards the end of the year. It's going to be a very busy year for me. I'm going to be in the studio recording a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of tours and shows. We're shooting a lot of videos. I've got a few new funky house tracks, what I've done. I'm getting good rotation on One Extra, Choice FM. And got a lot of support from Quincy, Robbo Ranks and Raz Kwame, and it's going really well on that front as well. So I'm excited about the summer and towards Christmas, and you never know, see if Tuggawar can get a national #1.
Okay. So we've got great things to look forward to from Tuggawar this year. I'm one of those persons who are looking so forward to seeing you going through there, doing your thing, and I wish you all the success that the world has to offer for you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lovely interview, by the way. I haven't enjoyed an interview like this for a long time.